started. What is going on? Cold trickle time at Darlington, baby. Go get that W, my man. And thank you so much for subscribing with a tier 3 subscription for 19 months in a row. Thank you so much, buddy. I know you're looking forward to this one. Go make the playoffs. Go get that win. Take care of the... Maybe cut out for a minute. Welcome to the DLBTV Racing League for the 2024 running of the Southern 500. We got Clayton Good on the pole here tonight. Once again, thank you very much, Clayton, for the resubscription of a Tier 3. Thank you very much, buddy. Welcome everyone who is ready to go racing here tonight. I'm going to be joined by Robert Hill once again, and we're going to be bringing you the action. 183 laps on the line. Not only that, this is the playoff cutoff. So if you want to make the playoffs, it's now or never. We got drivers on the bubble, and we got drivers that are locked in the green. Right now, all eyes are on car number 43 of Clayton Good, who is coming in 41 points to the good. Riley Tilton also looking good, almost clinched in 55 points to the good. Chris Hood, good by 25 points. DJ Saskima, man, you got a long day ahead. Good by 3 over Aiden Wilson. So Aiden has ground to make. Shane Lake, unfortunately, is not able to make this one. Jacob Hutnick, winning you're in, buddy. 14 points out. Sam Horst, winning you're in. 15 points on the cutoff. This is it. We have 5 sets of tires here tonight. Darlington is going to eat them up. So stay tuned, because we're going to be in for one heck of a show. What are you thinking about this one, Robert? I mean, anytime you go with Darlington, you know it can get very bumpy, very wild. With only 27 instant points, what are you expecting here tonight?
Man, things are going to be absolutely chaotic out there on the racetrack tonight. These drivers, they really struggled in qualifying. Only 7 of them were able to actually complete laps. The rest of them all most likely hit the wall, and it's so easy to do that, especially as you enter turn number 3 here at DLB. The outside wall really just sneaks up on you, and all of a sudden you go from being down on the inside line to deep in the outside wall, and quite often on the tow truck back to pit road.
We got 11 races. We crown a champion. After this, the playoffs are on, as we got a fatality straight away. Here's the schedule. You see it here on the screen now. We're ready, man. I mean, the next race is going to be September 13th. We got a little break here after this one, and we're going to be headed to Atlanta Motor Speedway, a super speedway. Anyone can win. After that's going to be the Glen. Yo, we got a new follow. Thank you so much, Cart, for hitting that follow button, joining the DLBTV Racing League. If you want to race here, jump into the Discord at any point, and it's open to all members for the moment of the Discord. So this league is completely supported by Patreon, and obviously those of you who are subscribing here on Twitch and YouTube and you know, the bits and everything. I appreciate you guys for allowing us to put on this show here tonight. Xavier Sanchez is somebody we got to keep our eyes on. He's in a must-win situation. He has the speed to get it done. He can do it here tonight. It may be a must-win for him, but he can do it. Clayton says in the chat, first pole in the league, I'm pretty sure, by the way. Congratulations. That's huge for you, Clayton. Good. I know you put in a lot of laps this week. I get to that point. Over 1,000 laps of practice is what Clayton Good put in. Chris Cornett in car number 14 is ready to rock and roll here tonight, as he's going to slop the outside wall off turn number 2. I think the big thing here tonight is don't beat yourself. Jacob Hutnick, we talked about him in the points. I mean, he's coming in a little bit out, 15 out. He's going to have to gain them points. You can gain them in the stages by running good all day. Potentially, that can put him right in the playoffs. So nobody is safe. I mean, looks like Clayton's pretty good. It looks like about anyone in front of Clayton's good, but that last transfer spot is the major issue. As we see Kim Block up there on the outside, car number 60, the Canadian Tire Machine right behind him. Whoa, almost a little bit of contact there going in a turn number 1.
A little bit of Canadian on Canadian violence right there is what that was.
Absolutely. So
warm-up's over.
Warm-up's over. That means it's time to go racing from Darlington with Clayton Good on the pole. Aiden McDaniel, position number 2. Xavier Sanchez is trying to spoil the playoffs in that 3rd position. Got Chris Cornett in position number 4. And Archeretti in position number 5. Almost won Daytona. Was dominant all day. Cameron, he hasn't won this season in that 67 machine. Will tonight be the night for that Toyota driver? It could be a good one for him. And then we got Sam Horst and Ryan Moyer, who won at Daytona just last week, clinching his position into the playoffs. Jacob Butnick trying to play spoiler as well. In position number 9, Bailey Mills rounding out the top 10. He's trying to come in and snag that championship and make the championship for Andrew is going to be starting in position number 11, right beside Jeremiah Taylor and the Chick-fil-A machine. So we're going through the field here. We also have Jonathan Harris in the 13, Austin Openchowski in the 13th position. DJ Saskima not looking good coming in. He needs to have a good night in that 16th position. Can he get it done? Clayton Good, opportunity night. If I was to give any advice to my driver, Clayton Good, tonight, it's going to be watch your incident points. Do not put the thing into the wall. Run a smart night, and you'll beat your competition overall. That's what I feel like needs to happen. So, Race Control has reported Chris Hood, we called Chris Hat, has missed the grid. I guess he'll be starting from pit road. Maybe he thinks it's going to be dangerous out there, as Chris Hat is going to be starting on pit road.
Chris Hat.
So that is the report from Race Control. Clayton Good will be leading them to the green flag. As he said, over 1,000 laps put in. This is it. The pace car is going to be hitting pit road, and car number 43 is going to be leading them to get the green flag. For how long will it be until we get the first yellow flag of the day? Or are these guys going to crash them up, trying to win their way into the playoffs? Mr. Krabs, Nathan Cook has resubscribed for 19 months as we are green in the DLBTV Racing League. Thank you so much, Nathan Cook, for coming in clutch. As Good is going to lead him in at turn number 1, and he's going to clear the outside. Check it out off turn number 2. Here comes the 7 of McDaniels behind him, side by side for 5th, and everyone is spanning out, going into turn number 3 and 4.
Clayton Good out to the race lead already. He's got himself a little bit of a gap, actually not much, over second place. Caden McDaniel, Xavier Sanchez right there as well, as they just really want you to know that you got a new subscription, as we're going to hear that noise once again. Chris Cornett down to the inside of Sanchez, side by side. Quick work there for Cornett up to third. Ben Archuleta back in 5th, as Sam Horst going to get into the outside wall. And he is on a fall through the field here. Not what Horst wanted. Only 15 points out of the playoffs coming into this one.
Throwback paint scheme there for Sam Horst, but definitely a night where it's not a must-win for him, but he has to make it to the end. And that's something that he's going to have to really do. Clayton Good is absolutely hauling it right now. He's going to try to win stage number 1. If he can get it done, it's not going to be an easy task, but right now he's putting everything together in order to make that happen. Now, as we know, we are stage racing here tonight, so we got to keep that in mind. So as we continue, stage number 1 will end on lap number 45. We got roughly 40 laps remaining in stage 1. Stage 2 end on lap 90, and this is a 183 lap event. The racing has been extremely clean so far, so we're seeing that really pay off. Once again, thank you so much, Mr. Krabs, for hitting that subscribe button with that tier 1 subscription for 19 months. I know you're an OG and you've been here from the very beginning, and you also have gotten some really cool looking tattoos, as I can see over on Snapchat. Up front, Cornett is going to take the lead in car number 14, and he's going to lead them at the line. Clayton Good down to position number 2. McDaniels in position number 3.
Just a quick update here. Oh no, Clayton Good around! Clayton Good, Cameron Romano, both of these drivers with issues. Ben Archuleta, he's going to go. Oh my God, what a hit for Ben Archuleta. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
He's deceased.
Hit.
Oh my.
Bumpers
oh
is
my
flying to the infield, almost taking out the fans.
Oh my word. This all starts around Clayton Good, man. It was Clayton, it was good, then it was not so good. We're going to go to Ben
Looks like
Archuleta,
the
watch
seven
him.
split up the same time Clayton came down. Now, Ben took a hit. He took quite the hit here.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
Man, I mean, you just see it. Not a good place to be sitting.
No. Oh, man. Oh, that was Aiden Wilson, I believe, in the 60.
Oh, Canadian.
Yeah, he's going to collect the 27 as well of Andrew Lonez. Cameron Romano just getting part of that as well. So issues here early on. Luckily, these guys do have a fast repair, DLB. Just one of them available, but still major implications early on. And speaking of implications, just pulling up the points real quick. Yes.
Aiden was only out by 3. This is big.
Yes, but somebody has DNF'd already from this group of guys that were on the bubble, and that's Chris Hood. He did not even make the start of this one, and he has already called it a night.
He's good by 25 points. But will that be enough to keep him in playoffs is the big question.
It's going to be interesting to keep an eye on.
He's going to finish 19th. So he was smart enough to like hit the grid because he knows that he's going to get 19th place finish. He's going to get 19th place points. So that is good for him. But man, I think it may be enough, but it's going to be close. He has to really hope that maybe Aiden doesn't have the best nights and hope that, you know, we don't get a new time winner, a first time winner. But right now, if Cornette leading and McDaniel in second, these guys can hop in and potentially play spoiler in the playoffs and snag a win. I mean, we don't have a limb here tonight. It's a good opportunity for a first time winner. I think, you know, Clayton Good, it's an opportunity for him to win if he can just be smart here. I mean, I know he hates already taking a fast repair if that's what he did, and I believe he has, but Moyer is definitely a guy that I think will be here come the end. We'll have a great opportunity to win.
See, and that's one of the things to really keep an eye on is a couple of guys that were really on the bubble. DJ Sakima, one of those guys that was on the bubble. He has been to pit road. I believe he's taken a fast repair as well as he's coming back down pit road. So what that implicates to me or implies to me is that he's getting damage repaired on that race vehicle right now rather than using the fast repair that he has access to early on, which strategically is probably pretty smart on the side of that 96 team. Keep himself in the race, give himself an option that if he needs to, if he wants to, he'll have that fast repair to use. Aiden Wilson still on pit road. Ben Archuleta now exiting pit road, but is going to be 2 laps down because he had to tow to get back to the box to use the fast repair.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're seeing the same thing with Aiden Wilson. He doesn't want to take that fast repair, and here we go. Are we back green flag racing? We are. Cornette is going to lead him back into turn number 1 with Moyer on his rear bumper. Here comes Cornette off turn number 2 on the outside, and he's hauling it. We have seen the first position check out on the start and now the restart. You can just see how important that is to be up front. And there's the Bucky's machine of Gary Greenlee back there in the back of the pack. And they are side by side off 4, almost contact of Jeremiah Taylor and Bailey Mills trying to make it happen. Did my face on that car?
Is this the first time you're seeing the car?
It is the first time. Dusty. Oh my goodness. I am on the car. Dusty's machine, car number 91, Dusty's. This is my first time seeing it. Gary, what have you done, my boy? My goodness.
Gary sent this to me the other day, and
I have not seen it.
Oh man, this is fantastic. I'm very glad that you're now seeing this. Yeah, Dusty's on that machine. Not Bucky's. No, even better is Dusty's.
The creativity from Gary.
Bucky's are known for their beaver nuts. I'm not getting none of those at Dusty's, that's for sure.
I mean, Gary has put my face on a couple cars now. Putting my face on cars isn't something new from the DLB community. It's been going on ever since the early days of the channel. Doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. That slide job from Hutnick was pretty clean going in that turn number 1 as he's going to get around Xavier Sanchez. And he's hunting down Bailey Mills, trying to put that baby up to position number 4. Now, Bailey Mills is looking for his first win of the season. He knows tonight could be an opportunity for him if he can get it done. I expect him to be quick come the end. He's always pretty good at saving his tires and keeping the car clean, which is exactly what you need to do at Darlington. This is a track where you race the track and not your competitors. Now, we're seeing Hutnick really step up his aggression level. Hutnick is flying through the field right now. So we see it back there towards the back, a little bit out of shape was Clayton Good as he's trying to make the pass from Openchowski. We'll see if he can get around the 5 Amazon machine as Clayton is applying pressure. I think Clayton's going to calm down a little bit here and just ride this baby out. Into the wall goes Andrew. The Union Jack has slapped the inside wall. He definitely has done some damage to that car with the Tony Stewart throwback Home Depot machine. The car is hurt. He may have knocked the wheel out of it. He's trying to continue. Maybe he can make it to the end of the stage break without hitting pit road. Here comes Xavier Sanchez in the 45. He is under attack by Sam Horst and bleeding back quick.
Yeah, it looked like something took place out there on the racetrack. There was potentially an issue there for Clayton Good, but he was able to continue on and has gathered it back up in the 9th position. A couple of guys not so lucky that are currently still sitting on pit road. DJ Sakima and Aiden Wilson, both drivers now numerous laps down, currently finds themselves in pit road as we're side by side here. Jacob Hutnick to the inside of Bailey Mills. Hutnick, one of those bubble guys right now, trying to work his way up into the playoff picture as he goes side by side with Bailey Mills through turns number 1 and 2. It's going to be Mills with the advantage off the corner. Sets himself up for a nice run here. Hutnick into the outside wall, and a couple drivers behind also having a kiss with the outside concrete here at the Darlington Raceway. This place eats up race cars each and every turn, and I've been a victim of it too many times to even count.
So, we talked about Aiden Wilson. I think this will unfortunately end his championship run. He came in 3 to the negative. He is still on pit road. DJ Saskima is also still on pit road. So as we take a look at the points here, it's going to be interesting because DJ Saskima was in by 3 points. Aiden Wilson was out by 3. They're both on pit road. It's going to be close, but with DJ Saskima getting back out a little bit early, this is going to be a big help to him and could potentially seal the deal for that 16th position, assuming we don't have a first-time winner here tonight.
And one thing to point out here, a guy that really needs the points here this evening, Jacob Hutnick, he's up there inside the top 5 as he's going to go around DJ Sakima, add another lap to the gap between himself and the guy that's currently on the bubble in the playoffs. Hutnick is going to have a tough time, I think, getting in there unless he's able to get by Mills and McDaniel and get himself up to the front. And of course, stage points are going to come into play as well. And as of right now, Jacob Hutnick's in position to gain himself a good chunk of those.
So if Hutnick can gain one more position, that's going to give him a fair amount of stage points. He can gain one more. If he can do that a couple times here tonight, he's going to point his way in. He don't need a win. He can point his way in. If he can just run top 3 in the stages.
You got to think Sakima is completely out of any possibility of stage points tonight. He is so far down, 10 laps down to the field, that he has no shot of stage points. So if Hutnick is able to get 2 batches of stage points, get himself a top 10 finish, he's easily going to get at least 14 more points than that of Sakima here tonight.
I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to point his way in. He can just average about 6 stage points per stage and then finish top 5 tonight and cap it off and have a clean night. He's in, which I did not see him making it, but there's a good chance. But then he has to worry about Cornette. He can't have Cornette win. He can't have McDaniels win. He has to pull for Ryan Moyer. He has to pull for Bailey Mills. He has to pull for these guys that has already won. Bailey Mills around up turn number 4. and he's going to be sitting in the middle of the track, put the yellow flag out. Dangerous position for car number 17 as Andrew slightly snagged the wall there as well. Was there contact, or did he just get out of the groove? Here we go. Hutnick on the mission here tonight as they eliminated one of his competitors. Picking out Bailey Mills. This is going to have tempers boil over. Bailey was so fortunate to get away from that unscathed. And what about Clayton Good barely getting around that. Sam Horst as well, nearly getting around it. Gary being smart as he pulled up. Unfortunately, a little bit of contact there with Andrew.
Early on, early calamity here. Still 23 laps to go in stage number 1. So a long way for these guys to make it back. But now, potentially Jacob Hutnick has upset somebody that he really needs to kind of race him clean tonight. So could Bailey Mills come back, give him the bumper as well, and really throw a wrench into Jacob Hutnick's run towards the playoffs? That's a possibility. And one thing that we really can't rule out is the walls here at Darlington coming into play for a guy like Jacob Hutnick, a guy like Chris Cornett, somebody on the outside of the playoffs looking in. You never know what could happen here with how the Darlington racetrack is.
Absolutely. So I think Bailey Mills has nothing to lose. He's in the playoffs already. Bailey obviously doesn't need any enemy. He also doesn't have anything to lose. Bailey's been known to lose his temper a little bit. I don't think I've ever seen him retaliate on any. I think Bailey might let this one go, but I think he will raise Hutnick a little bit hard if they do get close. Now, Clayton Good, who wrecked early, took a fast repair, he has found his way up to the 6th position. Ain't it smart? He needs to not beat himself here tonight to keep that car clean. I feel like that's the big thing he needs to do. Moyer is going to be leading them. I don't expect anyone to really pit here unless they have damage. So, with that said, it's going to get a little bit bumpy. I mean, Sanchez in the 7th position. He's in a must-win. Horst is pretty much in a must-win as well. I don't see him pointing his way in unless he can... it can happen if he can put together some stages here and maybe a day will end with Hutnick, or Sam Horst can potentially still make it. It's close. Don't count him out yet. Now, of course, hitting pit road here, and it's going to be one busy night in the pits. Ben Archuleti off pit road. Moyer up front after winning Daytona. He's trying to put together a championship run in that 59. He wants to prove that he's the guy to beat. He won at Daytona. If he can win Darlington, it's two of the biggest races of the season. If you can snag them both, it's going to be a good look for your competition going into the playoffs. So,
yeah, you're definitely right on that.
Here.
You're right on that. Sure. It's going to get bumpy. It's going to be crazy. We're still only 25 laps into this one, a long way to go towards the end. Anything can really happen here. And you know, if you make too many enemies early on, it's going to come back and bite you in the rear end later on.
Sure. I think Moyer, all he has to do is just keep this car up front. Don't focus too much on Cornett. And, you know, he doesn't want anyone that can win be able to advance into the playoffs because that's only going to hurt his shot at the championship. So for Moyer, he wants max points here tonight. He wants the stage wins. He wants the playoff points. He wants the race win. Because it's only going to help him sneak into that championship 4 as we start eliminating these guys slowly throughout the playoffs. But I can't say enough about Hutnick here tonight. I mean, I know it wasn't looking too good for him at the beginning, but now that some of these drivers has had bad luck, I think Hutnick needs to make sure he doesn't put too much pressure on himself because he can point his way in. He does not need to win. He can point his way in. Some of these guys may be a little bit more dangerous, like McDaniels, Cornett. Some guys are going to be willing to do anything to win. They know their playoffs are on the line, and they have to do it. So hopefully we don't have any Austin Dillon scenarios here tonight where it's going to get a little bumpy come the end, but I can see it happening.
You can't rule it out. I don't think you can really rule anything out at this point with what's on the line here tonight. There's only a couple of playoff spots still up for grabs, and there's a lot of hungry drivers here that know if you win, you're in. So you got to do what you got to do to get up there, and if that's use somebody up a little bit, it might happen. Obviously, you don't want to go to the extent that Austin Dillon did, but you never know. There's a lot on the line here tonight as we're coming back to green.
Green flag is waving. What a jump for Moyer all night. All 3 restarts. The leader has just left immediately. Broke away from the field every single time. That really goes to show how big of a benefit it is to be leading. The 7's going to scrape the wall a little bit there of McDaniels. How about Gary Greenlee inside the top 10 as he's gaining positions? He's flying through the field into the wall a little bit there. Some of these guys may get disqualified as they continue hitting the wall. Gary Greenlee into the wall heavy. Gary is around. He's going to save it. What a save from the 91 Dusty's Toyota.
Old Dusty's, the greatest gas station in all of, well, this race. Old Dusty's as Aiden Wilson into the back of the 91 of Gary Greenlee there. That's not a battle as Greenlee is currently in the 11th position. Aiden Wilson 12 laps down, but up at the front, Ryan Moyer leads. Chris Cornett second. Caden McDaniel under fire here from Jacob Hutnick as Hutnick closing the gap up to the rear end of the McDaniel machine. Opinchowski holding on to 5th ahead of Xavier Sanchez, Clayton Good, Sam Horst, Jonathan Harris, and Bailey Mills. But the battle's on here between Opinchowski and Sanchez, as well as Clayton Good. All 3 of these guys together and about to duke it out for position.
Oh, the last position right now is DJ Siskima. He's holding on by 3 points over Aiden Wilson. Aiden is 12 laps down. Oh, the 5. Opinchowski. Clayton Good with contact. The front bumper is gone of Opinchowski. Here we come down the back straightaway into the wall heavy. Is everyone going to miss it? He's trying to get off of the racetrack. We are going to keep it green as everyone did save it. We do not have a car around. Sam Horst with a little bit of contact there. The 5 is going to be coming to pit road here on lap number 31 of 9 laps to go in stage number 1. It appears it could be a broken toe link on the number 5 machine as he's just trying to make it back this one, unfortunately. And his championship hopes here tonight as the looks of it, as he will not win and advance into the playoffs. Yeah. Player up front still.
That car no longer looking prime, the Amazon 5 machine of Opinchowski. Now, you say that he's not going to win, but he is getting lucky with the timing of this incident. He's going to be able to drive it back to his box, probably fall a lap, maybe 2 laps down. He's going to have cautions that'll come out at points throughout this race where he'll have a chance to potentially get back on the lead lap, get a couple of waiver rounds. But speaking of moving forward, while no one was speaking of it, now I am. Jacob Hutnick and Chris Cornett side by side for position. Cornett into the wall, Hutnick to the inside. Move Jacob Hutnick up to the 2nd spot here on lap number 33. 12 laps to go in the stage.
This is going to give Hutnick 9 points if he can hang on to it. He came in 14 back. He's sneaking his way in. It's going to be enough to get in at this rate. He's going to make the playoffs. If he can continue this momentum and continue this night, he's going to play spoiler and potentially knock DJ Siskima out, who is having a struggling night after an early crash. Right now, all eyes are on Jacob Hutnick. Here comes Cameron trying to rebound, get back up to the front as we got a line of traffic back here battling for position. It's going to get nuts here tonight. A lot's going to change. I mean, Hutnick is running down Ryan Moyer currently. Clayton Good has made it back inside the top 5 as the battle for 6 is on with the 13 of Harris and the 45 of Sanchez. Coming off turn number 4, they're both going to hang on to it as they are racing for these stage points. Either driver is locked in to the playoffs and both in a must-win situation. We got Bailey Mills flying back to the front. He may have a little bit of anger towards Jacob Hutnick. Potentially that could play out in the future. Big bump there to the 13 car as he's trying to get around Harris on the inside. Bailey looking impatient, ready to move, ready to go. 5 to go in stage number 1.
Little bit of aggression here from Mills in the early going of this one. Another thing to watch, Xavier Sanchez kind of struggling a little bit with his connection here tonight. Hopefully he's able to stabilize and stay active in the server because there's a lot on the line here tonight for him and for others around him that could potentially get affected by some sort of netcode. But up front, Ryan Moyer has himself a huge lead over Jacob Hutnick. Hutnick has about a 10 car length lead over Cornette. Then it's a half a straightaway back to McDaniel. Clayton Good just behind him. Xavier Sanchez right there. Jonathan Harris. Then Bailey Mills. Sam Horst is about a half straightaway back in 9th. And Andrew Lona is another half straight back in the 10th spot. Jeremiah Taylor just behind him. Then Cam Romano, Gary Greenlee, and Ray Coyle going to round out the 14 cars still on the lead lap. As a bit of carnage here in the early going, 7 laps to go in stage number 1, and Ryan Moyer seems to really be the guy to beat here tonight. But when we get that restart after the stage with Hutnick up there with him, it'll be interesting to see what those two can do entering the corner side by side.
Hutnick was running down Moyer quite a bit. We have seen Moyer open that gap up a little bit by 0.4 of a second. Before that, Hutnick was absolutely charging to his rear bumper. Hutnick may have pushed it a little bit too hard here and may not have the tires anymore. He'll probably be okay hanging on to that second position. I don't really see him falling back. I think we're really just seeing what Moyer did. Save the 7s into the wall. The 45 is going to make contact, and here comes Bailey Mills to gain another position. So the 7 of McDaniel is going to be on the outside, and he's going to drop 3 positions just like that, putting them down to 8th. He's just trying to hang on at this point, just trying to do what he can do with 6 laps remaining in stage number 1. Ooh, it's going to be a bumpy night. It's getting to be a bumpy night, but it's getting to be an exciting one. I mean, I just think as we go through the playoffs, I mean, into the wall heavy goes Xavier right there. He may have hurt that car. He has hit the wall a couple times pretty heavy. But these playoffs are going to be exciting to go through because the battles of drivers getting eliminated is only going to create more drama, more issues, and more tempers. I think it's going to be a fun show ahead. So as we're watching tonight, I mean, I just want to see what some of these drivers are willing to do. And it's up to the yo! Thank you so much for the tier 1 subscription. I appreciate you, man. The gaming... I appreciate you, man, so much for hitting
Cheshire. That's the last word right there.
Okay, I was looking at my phone. The gaming Cheshire. I appreciate you, buddy, and thank you so much, man, for hitting that tier 1 subscription. Jump into the Discord if you haven't already, man. I look forward to racing with you. You should jump into some of these races if you haven't already, and everyone can join. Just jump into the Discord and go
Absolutely.
Edit. And,
get out here. Come on now.
Yeah, the gaming Cheshire. This is my first time seeing your name in here, so I very much appreciate you for hitting the subscribe button and helping me grow this community and grow this racing league. And your support means the world, man. So much appreciation. Always good to see new faces in here, and I appreciate you for stopping by and hitting that tier 1 sub button. You're making my night, man. You're making my night. Hope you're enjoying the action. So after winding down here, we're watching these guys continue to fly through the field here. It looks like Moyer may be on the verge of putting the 14th position 1 lap down as we got the track map on the right side corner right there. And the gaming Cheshire says, I did DB and Patreon. I'm a rotten zombie boy on Patreon and Discord, I believe. Absolutely. I remember talking to you earlier this week. Yeah, absolutely. I love you being a part of this community, man. Thank you so much for the support. And thank you so much for jumping over onto the Patreon. The support means the world to me, and I'm gonna get back at doing the YouTube videos here shortly. I'm gonna do 1 video a week at least. I'm gonna do a whole championship run with the ARCA division. I don't know if I announced that yet, but that's what I'm gonna be doing on this upcoming iRacing season, and putting together a whole YouTube series with that, and working my way up through the ranks of iRacing once again. I hope I make it next season, DB. Absolutely, man. Rotten Zombies, I can't wait. It's going to be a fun season. We're just going to continue a build. So, Moyer just got the white flag. He's going to be coming around to get the green and white checkered off turn number 4. And he is going to win stage number 1, picking up where he left off at Daytona. And the big winner in this one is going to be Jacob Hutnick in that second position, as he just gained some points. He came in 14 out. Well, he just knocked off 9 of them points. So he's definitely gaining positions and getting up there. I mean, right now, he's currently only 5 points out of the playoffs. Jacob Hutnick is 5 points out of the playoffs.
Man, that's getting tight.
5
That is
points.
getting
We
tight.
have
I can't wait to
3
see what it
drivers.
is after stage 2.
We got 3 drivers within a total of 8 points battling for that final position. And guess what? If Cornette wins this thing, you're all out.
Yeah, this is going to be... Wow. Yeah, if Cornette wins, it's over. Oh, man. Could you imagine putting in all this work, all of a sudden, you're out? That would suck. But everyone coming to pit road this time. Stage number 1 has just wrapped up. Ryan Moyer picking up the dub here in stage 1. Jacob Hutnick second. Chris Cornette third. Clayton Good. Bailey Mills, that's the top 5. Xavier Sanchez. Jonathan Harris. Caden McDaniel. Andrew Lonez. And Sam Horst. The top 10 as we wrap up stage number 1. Let's see who wins the race off of pit road here momentarily. I think that's going to be a big player into who is going to be the guy to watch in stage number 2.
Oh, is Moyer and Hutnick teammates? They have matching paint schemes, matching logos on the rear bumper.
Not
Are
only
these guys
that,
teammates?
but they started nose to tail. There's a huge gap between them on pit road because that's the garage entrance. But they're going to really benefit. Also, 2 guys stayed out. Gary Greenlee, Jeremiah Taylor.
They must have put something together because Moyer has always been a Ford guy. This guy has jumped ships over to Chevy. He definitely has put something together here. These guys are teammates now. We got to keep that in mind. We potentially see Moyer. I think Hutnick will get it on his own, but could we see strategy come into play?
It's going to be interesting here as Archuleta going to get his lap back. Top 3, I would expect them all to come down pit road this time, handing the lead over to Ryan Moyer for the upcoming restart DLB. But what do you say we step away real quick, take a quick break, and then come back with stage number 2?
Let's do it.
Welcome to the DriveSmart community. Do you need a pit crew in your pocket? Well, DriveSmart has you covered. DriveSmart is everything you need in one place. With 24/7 nationwide roadside coverage, DriveSmart offers a unique subscription program, offering everything from breakdown protection, loans, insurance, and much more. All subscribers can save big with our Perks and Rewards program. This includes savings on dining, travel, and entertainment. DriveSmart has a highly trained team that will perform as a pit crew in your pocket.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We Welcome back to the DLBTV Racing League as we're about to go green flag racing Darlington. We got Moyer up front, right where he left off. Cornette has gained 1 position, putting him up to position number 2. And Hutnick is now running 3rd. I'm going to let Robert take it away as I have drunk water too quickly.
Drowning yourself over there as Fred the pace car driver takes it pit side. We're going to get set for the restart here. Moyer high side, Cornet low side. It's good. And Hutnick row number 2 as we come back to the Geico restart zone. We are green. Green flags back out here at Darlington. And it was a great jump there by Ryan Moyer down into turn number 1. But don't look now. Chris Cornet just behind him. Cornet up to the rear bumper of Moyer. Hutnick just behind is now Cornet going to take a look deep to the inside. They're going to be side by side now back to single file as Moyer was able to take that lead away from Cornet. Issues there towards the rear of the field. It's Andrew Lonez going to have an issue.
Andrew, not the night he wanted. It has been a struggling night for him, unfortunately. 3 wide on the apron. Gets help from Jeremiah Taylor. Oh. Look out, look out, look out. Man, Andrew didn't have anything to do with that. But unfortunately, chain reaction probably got the worst end of it. He did get the worst end of it. But so many guys on the apron. I don't know if they were trying to avoid crashes or what they were doing down there. But there's a lot of guys running all the way down on the apron and then sliding back up. As well, you put these guys on new tires. While I'm taking their first set, they forget how loose it is on 4 brand new tires. So this is going to be another yellow flag with only 27 incident points on the table before you get disqualified. You gotta think, is anyone getting close to getting disqualified yet? Because I think it's coming for a few of them. As a lot of these are trying to catch back up. DJ Suskima now only 5 laps down. He's gaining his laps back, trying to gain positions. Currently, Hutnick is to the good by quite a margin. Hutnick is good. He was out by 5. Now he's going to be good by 2, assuming he can hold on in stage number 2.
Massive gains there for Jacob Hutnick. Had himself a really solid stage number 1. Now running in 3rd here in the 2nd stage. This one going to come to an end on lap number 90. Just prior to the halfway point here tonight. So a long 3rd stage that these drivers are going to really have to navigate through calmness and safety out there on the racetrack here tonight, as there is a ton that can go wrong with not a lot of leeway for some of these guys. They really need to make sure that they keep the points close and just pay attention to who's around them and who they need to be ahead of.
Absolutely. So I was reading the chat a little bit here. Rotten Zombie says he's getting close to 2K I rating. That's about where I was at. I think my highest I ever got to was like 2,400 or so, and that was kind of like just running ARCA back in the day. So as I got more into like A fix and B fix, it kind of leveled out a little bit around 2,000. But is this open or closed setup? This is fixed setup racing, as we do for all the DLBTV Racing League events. Sam reports that he is at 10 X's so far. He only has 17 remaining.
Come on, Sam. You're getting close, buddy.
He's gonna be along for the ride. So, Rotten Zombie says, okay, so I can participate. I'm not a setup guy. Me either. I've never really been too big into open setups. Couldn't really figure it out. I don't know about you, Robert, but I could never really figure it out.
I've built a couple of setups that ran back in the Roush Fenway Racing League that they had a couple of years ago, and it seemed to go well. But other than that, I kind of suck at it, especially with this next gen car.
Well, how did you go from not being much of a setup guy to building for the Roush Fenway League?
Well, we kind of showed up. I was crew chiefing for a guy that I was helping out. We showed up 30 minutes. We took a setup from nothing to able to run in the top 3. So it wasn't too bad. It was just a good time that night. It was on I think it was the Long Beach Street Course or something.
Oh my goodness, was that with the cup cars?
No, that was with the supercars.
Supercars, okay. I know they did something, or maybe in Ford. They done something with the super trucks back in the day. I think Ford or Roush. They done like a little league with the super trucks. I know Slapstream was a part of it. Yeah, my buddy David Levine was a part of that as well. I mean, I remember that. That was something interesting. I tried to get into that back in the day, and it looked like a lot of fun they were having there. But we're coming back to get the green flag. How about my boy Clayton Good? Battling for the 3rd position.
He's got to be careful, though, because keep in mind, he's already used that fast repair.
He has to be smart. Clayton, if you're listening, be smart. Just be there at the end. So he's going to be running 3rd. Over the back bumper of Hutnick. Top 2 teammates off with Moyer and Hutnick. We're going to see it right here with Moyer getting the launch going in a 1. The battle per second is on, and the battle per second is over, as we're going to see Cornette easily take the 2nd position. Hutnick did not fire off how he anticipated. Xavier Sanchez falling back. Xavier not having the night that he anticipated having, as he is dropping positions quick here on lap number 56. Everyone's bailing out of it in turn number 3 and 4, but everything will single out with Moyer back to the points, and he's still hanging on to it. But he's about to have company behind him with Cornette in the 14. Into the wall went Moyer. He scraped it off turn number 2. Now Cornette is all over his rear bumper, trying to advance into the playoffs. He's in a must-win situation. Can he do it here tonight at Darlington Raceway? Too tough to tame. He's going to try to tame the beast off turn number 4. In the throttle, but into the wall. Cornette has swept the wall off turn number 4. Leaving Hutnick to gain positions. We got a car around in the back. We are keeping it green. That is Gary Greenlee once again with an incredible save.
He's got the power of Dusty's here tonight, keeping him going forward. He's been able to catch it a couple of times through some what could have been massive incidents there for Gary Greenlee, but able to keep going, keep it in the right direction. I got to point out a driver that has just kind of appeared in the top 10 in these last couple of laps here. Cameron Romano in the W machine, now running in position number 8. He did qualify 6th, but he kind of struggled in the opening run. Now finds himself in the top 10, just behind Ben Archuleta, who was a couple laps down not too long ago. Now finds himself back in position number 7, chasing down Jonathan Harris, Bailey Mills, and Clayton Good just up the road as well.
Mills has made it back inside the top 5 after getting assassinated early on. It's going to be interesting to see how that battle will continue between them and Nuckbit. Put the yellow flag out once again. Do we got trouble on the racetrack? I'm sure we do. Somewhere. Was it? Who died?
I don't actually have anything showing up as somebody dying.
Did you hit the wrong button?
Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm just kind of going through the field here, see if I can see anything. Oh, there it is.
Oh, kapow.
Who was that? Aiden Wilson.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, they must have assumed that one was going to get big when it came back up the racetrack.
Oh, it was Katie McDaniel, actually, that triggered it. And then Aiden Wilson, that would have brought out the caution.
The reaction on Ken Block.
Right there. As soon as he gets like perpendicular, big fancy word right there, to the racetrack, that is what brings out the caution flag.
Pull the plug on this.
Good job by Ray Coyle to avoid that one. Is of course caution coming out here. Lap number 61, 5th caution of the day. You know, we mentioned Ken Block on the Ray Coyle machine, obviously a legend of motorsport that passed away. Last year, was it, when Ken Block passed away? I think so.
It was.
A year or two?
January of last year. So it feels like it was a lot longer than what it was. But yeah, it was early, like January 1st or 2nd, 3rd, very early the year last year, I believe. Feels like it was like, oh man. I mean, that's one that I just can't get over as a motorsport fan. And then like Scott Bloomquist today,
I was just
obviously
about
that
to
was
say
very
that, yeah.
unfortunate news. I mean, nobody's seen that happening, and it's crazy how quick things can change. I mean, Scott made some ARCA starts back in the 90s,
Truck
and
series.
a truck race for Kyle Busch back at Eldora back in 2014, 2015, somewhere in there. and
A legend,
overall, just a legend
of
yeah.
the dirt racing world, one of the absolute best to ever wheel a dirt late model. When you think of late models on dirt, you think of guys like Scott Bloomquist, Bobby Pierce, McCready, guys like that are out there, Brandon Overton each and every week, and Scott Bloomquist, the absolute best to ever do it. And it's quite crazy to see that when you wake up in the morning. I opened up social media and I saw that first thing, and it just kind of hit me. I'm like, damn, like this guy's one of those guys that was always on my list of people that I hope to have the opportunity to announce a race of in my career, and now he's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I seen Kenny Wallace upload a video earlier to YouTube.
did.
I like watching his channel, and he said that Scott was texting him and asked about retirement. Scott was planning on retiring and just kind of asking how he should go out. And unfortunate he didn't get to see that day of in a happy retirement. And you know, it's just an unfortunate situation with Scott Bloomquist, and talented guy. I mean, he's able to run everything from ARCA, NASCAR, anything on dirt, but it's the dirt community is very tight. Like much like NASCAR, I would even say it's potentially tighter than NASCAR in a lot of ways. Because it seems like just every type of dirt form is just so connected. Or NASCAR, it's like, oh, you got late models, and you got NASCAR, then you got ARCA, and all of this. It's like dirt. It's like it don't matter if you're in a sprint car or a quarter midget or a mini sprint or whatever. It's just one big family.
You're absolutely right on that. That's where I come from is dirt. That's where I announce each and every week at the Cornwall Motor Speedway here in Canada on the dirt track, and get out and do some stuff in New York State and all that. But to me, dirt racing really does feel like the short tracks of asphalt, where you have the local teams at your local short track, everyone helping each other, everyone wanting to see each other succeed. You know, you blow an engine, well, buddy, down the pit lane's gonna come wheeling his backup down to you. They want you out there, they want you to have a good time. It is a family, and when you lose one of your brothers, such as Scott Bloomquist, it's definitely a big loss that we all feel each and every week, much the same as when we lost Brian Clausen a handful of years ago, and of course Dan Weldon on the IndyCar side. You know, each and every time one of them leaves us, it's tougher and tougher. But speaking of leaving, pace car has headed pit side. We're getting set to go green once again, DLB.
Teammates up front, Moyer, Hutnick, 1, 2, third, Clayton Good, and we are off as Moyer fires off. Clayton Good, not the best restart. He's going to try to gain that back in the turn number 1 and 2, but he's dropping a couple positions. Side by side for second, Hutnick is going to get passed by Cornette on the outside, and it seems like that outside groove is just the way to go. Here comes Clayton Good all over the rear bumper of Hutnick. Bailey Mills has found his way into the picture. Bailey Mills is trying to advance in some positions here as he's going to go around Ben Archadi on the outside. How about Horst in the 19 in a must-win situation? He's going to the front. 19 is on the move. He's going to go under. No, slide job. Normally, Sam is known for being an absolute missile, but right now he is rocketing his way to the front, making moves up to the 6th position, and he wants more. He knows he's in a must-win here tonight. He's trying to capitalize all the points he can get. Maybe he can get it done, potentially. Hutnick up the track. Here comes the 43 of Good to the inside. This is a battle for third. Good is going to take it away off turn number 2. As he's going to haul it down the back straightaway. He's going to try to close that gap. Cornette. Here comes Gary out of the groove, almost into the wall. The battle is on. Gary is into the wall. Gary's up the hill. Ken Block goes around him on the inside. Laps are winding down.
We're all over the place because there's action happening absolutely everywhere. Hutnick's been in the wall a couple of times. We're seeing a battle back here. Jonathan Harris, Justin Opinchowski. Opinchowski, one of those guys that was a lap or two down not long ago, having to work his way back to pit road using the fast repair, getting that Amazon machine fixed back up, and now he finds himself back up in the 9th spot, looking to get the 8th position there from Cam Romano. Romano down on the inside, going to drop all the way down, And that actually helps quite a bit when you go through turn number 3 here, because things tighten up so much at this racetrack as we see just behind him, Xavier Sanchez, Jonathan Harris coming into the picture as well. Sanchez was down on the apron. Now he's under fire here from Jeremiah Taylor. That's Caden McDaniel and Andrew Lones right behind, as well as that could have been real bad right there for Xavier Sanchez. He nearly gets hooked by the 7 of Caden McDaniel.
Feel for Xavier, he is just trying to give it, and he knows he's in a must-win. He knows he has to win on the toughest track, and he's really trying to put it all on the line. Running in the 11th position, his work is cut out for him. This could be the first season that he misses the playoffs. I know he's going to try to do everything and snag that win tonight. He's going to have to find a little bit of extra speed in that race car in order to make it happen. Well, the fight for the lead is about to be on because Cornette is on the move. AR Audio Racing. He is running down the 59 of Moyer, trying to seal the deal and trying to win stage number 2 as we got trouble. Sam Horst and Xavier Sanchez. We were just bragging on both of them.
I think they both used their fast repair already too. Oh no.
They're in trouble. This is going to end the championship hopes of Sam Horst. 19 machine.
Let's try to watch that replay here.
The championship run of Xavier Sanchez, who is not going to be able to advance it.
Oh!
Seems like Sam may have lagged out for a second. It seems like his car just disappeared and reappeared. Curious what happened there.
Let's go on board. I cannot pull a replay from Sam here. So he's... Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
It's like a ghost of Sam's past here. He just reappears.
Sam must have got turned. I wanted these guys not seeing him. It sucks for Xavier because what could he have done? He can't stop on the racetrack.
Let's try to back this up until we have Sam. Oh, Sam was gone for a while. Oh, no.
And I guess one of his competitors, accidentally mowed him over. And it's unfortunate, but Sam will not be in the 2024 DLBTV Racing League playoffs by the looks of it. His night appears to be over. Xavier Sanchez, another one, will not advance to the playoffs as his season is now over. Things are tightening up. They are tightening up for sure, and not the night either of these drivers wanted.
Definitely not the night that they wanted here, man. That was horrible to see, especially for those guys, man. I was really hoping to see them work their way up and being guys that have made the playoffs or have been close in the past, not being able to make it. It's definitely really tough. As Caden McDaniel kind of going off sequence here in that 7 machine. This is going to be a second stop of the night. So this will actually be the third set of tires for the evening going on that 7 of McDaniel, and only 5 sets available. So he's going to have to work those last couple of sets there in 110 laps.
That's nuts. I mean, oh man. I mean, I'm just looking through the field and there's so many possibilities is happening. I mean, a big winner right now, Jacob Hutnick. He just needs to run where he's at. Doesn't need to get greedy. He does that, he's in.
I'm going to say 2 guys that have really kind of been surprising here early on and could potentially be spoilers. Clayton Good in the 43, Jacob Hutnick in the 88. And I'm going to throw one more in there. A guy that's kind of slowly been working his way back up towards the front in Cam Romano in the 66. I think he's going to have, or 67, I should say. I think he's going to have a good shot to get up there and potentially contend for a top 3, maybe even victory at the end, based off of how the attrition's gone in this one so far.
Well, if we remember Michigan, we have had the leaders wreck on the final lap there. Moyer, I think, is the guy to beat, but with some of these aggressive guys around him, whether if that's going to be Cornette or Ben, anyone who is on the outside looking in, you may be a target on the final lap if you're in reach. And Moyer obviously has the car right now, but there's no guarantee what's going to happen at the very end. There's a lot of very aggressive drivers who are going to be willing to do anything to snag this win here tonight. So you just got to keep that in mind as things are only going to get more wild here as we continue. But that 59 is definitely looking to be dominant. It's definitely looking to be quick. It's definitely looking to be a car to beat currently. We have 15 cars on the lead lap. DJ Schema has made it back on the lead lap after a few waiver rounds. We'll call him back up. DJ Schema he's gonna have to really get up there on this stage, and that's a story we have to watch. I think DJ has to get stage points. He has to. If he doesn't, it could be game over for him. I think DJ has to get stage points here in order to stay ahead of Jacob Hutnick. And then from there, it may just be a 1v1 between him and Jacob on who can finish better here tonight.
So a bit of a change at the front of the field based off of the lane choice for the leaders. Ryan Moyer takes the high side. Clayton Good going to be the first driver to go down to the inside. I think advantage Moyer for sure, especially being on the high side. He's going to have Chris Cornett starting behind him up on the high side. Ben Archuleta taking the inside. Opinchowski on the inside of row number 3. Jacob Hutnick to his outside. Then it's going to be Harris and Mills in row 4, with Taylor and Romano making up the 5th row to round out the top 10, as we're going to get set for the restart here, DLB.
I find it interesting that, Cornette wanted the outside. He knew that the bottom just doesn't fire off too well. He's going to give Moyer quite the bump going into turn number 1 and 2, and this is going to fan everyone out here. The big winner there was Cornette. I mean, he knew what he had to do. He's now on the rear bumper of Moyer, and he's just looking aggressive. I mean, Cornette is looking like he may be the guy willing to do anything here tonight to make it. I'm just curious what he is willing to do to make the playoffs. He's going to be under attack by Clayton Good, our pole sitter, who has been a smart race. I mean, he's just putting himself in a position. It's a long race here tonight. Clayton just needs to run the track. Don't worry about these positions and see where you find yourself at the end. I mean, leading right now doesn't really mean anything. A lot's going to change. Running second doesn't really mean anything. He's going to be going for the second position underneath Cornette. Can he get it done? Here we go. Cornette is sideways. Clayton Good to the outside. Will he be able to get the upper hand? Cornette's going to send it in deep, but how deep? Very deep. Here comes Clayton Good trying to hit that crossover. It's not going to quite happen off turn number 2, but he is there with only 12 laps remaining in stage number 2. The action is only continuing. Here comes Clayton making the move underneath car number 14, and the yellow flag is back on the racetrack. Amron has taken a hit.
Oh, no. I think I jinxed him. Cam, I'm sorry, buddy. He's on the inside of Jeremiah Taylor right here. Oh, he got himself. He slides up. He slides up into the side of Taylor. Taylor pushes up into the wall. Does Lonez get involved, though? That's the question. Wow, good job, Andrew. Oh, my gosh, big hits.
Jeez. I mean,
Let's
I
watch
wonder if
that in
them
slow-mo.
guys have quick repairs. They should have quick repairs, but you see it there, both of them to the inside, heavy impacts. I mean, Darlington, you just know what you sign up for when you come here. No matter what, you know what you sign up for every time you come to this very racetrack. And it's tricky. It's tricky to pass. It's tricky to keep the tires under you. It's tricky to bring the car home clean. We're seeing that with a lot of our competitors here tonight, that it just is very tricky to bring the car home in one piece. Here comes Cameron up the hill. Bit of contact right there. 67 is going to get bit. Unfortunately, boom, he's around.
Wow, good job, though, by Andrew Lonez, avoiding disaster on that one. He does hit pit road, as does, of course, Jeremiah Taylor and Cameron Romano, but Gary Greenlee also heading to pit road, as Xavier Sanchez going to take the lucky dog this time. 80 laps in the books, 104 to go in this one. So still a long way from the finish of tonight's Southern 500. So a long way, but it's a prestigious race, and of course it is the entry to the playoffs. So a lot on the line for these guys. 7 cautions in the books.
Definitely looking to be a pretty bumpy night here for everyone in the field. I mean, Moyer's liking what he's seen. That's for sure. Moyer is liking what he's seeing on the table. Moyer is comfortable in this position, but he has to worry about Cornet, who is getting closer and closer every single restart. And we're seeing some guys come back into the picture, like Opachowski up to position number 7. He's there now. DJ Suskima has found his way inside the top 10. That means one stage point. Battle is getting tight for the playoffs. For that final position, the battle is getting tight.
Hey, you missed a guy in the top 10. Old Ray Coyle up in the 9th.
Our fellow Canadian.
That's
and
right.
Block himself. Best paint
right.
scheme in the league.
Oh man, he's got a good one, that's for sure. It's got some interesting features on it. That's a good way of putting it.
It has some good DLBTV logos and some anime women on the car with some Kim Block logos. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. It's a beautiful paint scheme.
Speaking of DLBTV logos or links, why don't you tell us about this on the back of Clayton Goods machine?
So that is the teespring.com/stores/DLBTV, which you can get DLBTV hoodie here, the pink camo hoodie, new for 2024. Hey, it's going to get cold here in the winter months coming up. Fall is coming up. You definitely need it. So go grab yourself a DLBTV hoodie today at Teespring.
I think I'm going to have to do that. Got to get on there. It gets cold up here in Canada, man. We need...
It's always cold in Canada.
Oh, it's not always cold. It's not always cold. We're hitting... Some days we get up at 110 of your Fahrenheit numbers.
How
it can
cold
get
does it get in the
pretty hot.
winter time?
I'll have to Google how to put this in Fahrenheit, but minus 40 Celsius.
Oh my goodness.
So pretty damn cold.
I'll have to figure out what that means. Maybe I can figure it out.
Once we go green, I'll figure that out for you.
Yeah, we'll figure out what that is. I mean, I'm sure we got some fellow Canadians here that can break it down for us. But here we go. I mean, Light and go back on the inside. So Cornet starting on the outside. Smart move by Cornet. He knows the inside just ain't working for him. The outside's the way to go. Last time he really shoved Moyer on off. Will he do that again? So we got a little stint here to lap number 90 until that stage break. Let's see if Moyer can hang on to the stage win. Or will we get somebody else with that green and white checkered flag? The green flag is out. The outside didn't really fire off as expected, but I think it's going to do good here in 1 and 2 as they're going to stay 100% on the throttle. Clayton Good back down a third. Outside is still continuing to look like the way to go. Now, Cornet, what can you do with Moyer? Can you get up there and race it out with him is now the question. Moyer leading. Cornet, position number 2. Cornet gaining off turn number 4. 0.25 of a second back. Here is the battle. Hutnick losing positions. These guys wrecked each other earlier. Now they're side by side. Remember, Mills went around. Mills turns Hutnick off turn number 2. In retaliation, no yellow flag. We are going to keep it green flag racing. Yellow flag is out.
Man, that got sketchy right there for Jacob Hutnick. He's on the outside of Bailey Mills. Mills on the inside lane here watching that 17 car. Let's back that up a little bit. I think Mills goes up, but the angles can be deceiving sometimes here at Darlington. Hutnick comes down a little bit. I think Bailey just held his line and Hutnick came down, hooked himself across the nose. We'll see what race control says. But luckily for Jacob Hutnick, everyone does avoid him. Most likely not really any damage on that race car. Going to go down and potentially use up another set of tires, which could be damaging for the 88 team here tonight.
This is big. If they can get caught back up or how this is going to work itself out. But it's
also,
going to be
I did the conversion for you. Minus 40 Celsius is minus 40 Fahrenheit as well. At some point, apparently they become the same number.
What? This can't be true.
That's what Siri said.
Well, I think there's a 32-degree difference. That's how I understand it. I think your guys' freezing is 0.
Let's
and
see
our
what
freezing
Google
is
says
32
then.
degrees. I think that's how it works. That'll be like, okay.
Yeah, even Google is saying it's -40.
Oh,
There's no way.
that's too cold. Wait, no, there's a 32. Okay, so -40. That don't even make sense. I'm seeing that as well. What is this?
Yeah.
How do they become the same number? What is going
do we have
on
any
here?
math people in the YouTube or Twitch or wherever the heck we are tonight?
What is this?
Like, this doesn't even make sense, man. How does it go?
0
How is
degrees,
0 32, but then -40 is -40?
So -5 degrees Celsius is 23 Fahrenheit. -10 is 14. Okay, -20 is 28 degrees. Oh, wait. -20 is -4 degrees Fahrenheit. We go with 30, and it's -22 Fahrenheit. Where does it start at? Okay, and then -35 is -31 Fahrenheit. So I guess, let's see what the magic number is. It's not 38, not 39. It's -40.
It doesn't make sense.
It just says, screw it. We're not doing the calculations after -40, apparently.
I don't get it.
Confusing.
Yeah, that's not even logical. Like that's not how math works, okay? That's not how math works. Also, we're coming to the end of the stage. Just a couple laps to go in this one.
Absolutely. Are we going to end under yellow here is now the question.
I would think we probably are. I wouldn't think we'd go green with 1 lap for the stage. Would we?
Might be a little dangerous. Might be a little dangerous. I mean, I've seen
Full
worse.
send.
Could be a little dangerous. Well, let's see what we got. Are the pace lights going to be off?
They are. Chris Cornett
appears
takes
they
the
are.
inside.
We're going to have a 2-lap shootout here.
Let's see how this benefits Clayton
see.
Good being on
Yeah.
the high side this time. On the high side, Ryan Moyer, Clayton Good, Ben Archuleta, and Justin Opinchowski up there. Jeremiah Taylor rounds out the top 10 on the high lane. Then inside is Chris Cornett, Bailey Mills, Jonathan Harris, Andrew Lonez, and DJ Sakima going to restart in position number 9 here, which is a couple laps to go in stage number 2. But one thing to keep in mind, Jacob Hutnick now not in position to get any stage points.
Oh, no. And not only that, Saskima is currently running ahead of him. This could put Saskima back in, and it does put Saskima back in.
Oh, man. The math is intense.
Gonna get bumpy here. So we're gonna have a 2-lap shootout. But with Hutnick pitting, this is gonna put him at the front once these guys do pit and the stage break. So I mean, it's a smart call by him overall. He's gonna get the track position. Big contact there, as Cornett just did not fire off. May have missed a shift. The green flag is back out in the DLBTV Racing League. But up to second. Moyer currently leading. They're going to be taking the white flag here for stage number 2. And let's see how this thing is going to shape out. Will Moyer be able to get the stage win? Going to get a little bit bumpy. Clayton Good trying to run him down, trying to get there. Cornett coming back. White flag is waving for stage number 2. Who's going to get the stage win here? Moyer currently nearly half a second ahead. Clayton Good sends it in deep. Bill is running in position number 4. The battle is on. Andrew side by side of Cameron. Gary Greenlee goes around. Moyer off turn number 3 and 4. Clayton Good of a hard charge in turn number 3. He's going to get to his rear bumper, but it's not going to be enough coming off turn number 4. Ryan Moyer wins stage number 2 at Darlington.
This is important to note right here, DLB. DJ Sakima crosses the line to end stage number 2 in 11th. So he misses out on stage points here in the second stage, and Jacob Hutnick was able to work his way back up to 13th. So not game over as of yet for Hutnick. Could be game over for Gary. No, Gary's okay. He's still good, but he's taking you for big slides here tonight.
Absolutely. So, I'm a little concerned about Bailey Mills and the contact that he did make with Hutnick. I mean, I feel like that could be big here. I feel like that could be big because potentially that could lead to a penalty going into the playoffs, which isn't great. We have had in the past where, you know, RC is going to review it and they're going to make a decision on any future penalties or if they feel like that was intentional or not. Personally, did you feel like that contact was intentional?
No, I think Hutnick actually came down, if I'm honest with you.
Gotcha.
I think he came down. It looked like he did anyways. Bailey was holding his lane in the middle. Hutnick came down expecting Bailey to go to the lower portion of the racetrack, and that's what led to the contact, led to the spin. So yeah, no, I wouldn't say there was any intent there on either part. So it's just unfortunate that it happened, knowing that those two had a bit of history. But either way, update quickly here. Jeremiah Taylor, Caden McDaniel, and Gary Greenlee going to stay out on the racetrack. Everyone else taking it pit side. So we'll see who wins the race off of pit road this time. Last time by, it was Moyer that had an exceptionally quick pit stop and was able to leave pit road first, just ahead of, I believe it was Jacob Hutnick that was second. This time Hutnick going to fall back. So it's going to be Moyer first, Good second, Cornette, Archuleta, and Jonathan Harris. Actually, no, Aiden Wilson stays out, but Jonathan Harris going to be the fifth car off of pit lane, DLB. So it'll be Jeremiah Taylor leading us on the next restart. But at the halfway point, why don't we step away once again, take a quick break, and we'll come back with stage number 3, taking us down to the finish of this one here tonight.
Let's do it.
Oh, this is going to be painful for the pocket.
Kyle, we have DriveSmartWarranty.com. Help is one tap away.
It's like a pit crew.
Like a pit crew in your pocket.
DriveSmartWarranty.com pays your costly repairs directly to the shop or dealership of your choice nationwide. File a claim or use roadside assistance on the Go DriveSmart app. All plans come with complimentary maintenance and affordable payments.
Call this number now and mention Kyle Weatherman for my exclusive discount.
Welcome to the DriveSmart community. Do you need a pit crew in your pocket? Well, DriveSmart has you covered. DriveSmart is everything you need in one place. With 24/7 nationwide roadside coverage, DriveSmart offers a unique subscription program, offering everything from breakdown protection, loans, insurance, and much more. All subscribers can save big with our Perks and Rewards program. This includes savings on dining, travel, and entertainment. DriveSmart has a highly trained team that will perform as a pit crew in your pocket.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill.
Well, DLB, we're back here from break a little bit early. There was an issue entering pit road. Take a look at this, folks. It's going to be a big one, and it takes multiple cars out of this race. Watching the 5 of Hoppenchowski here, DLB.
I mean, let's see what happened. I mean, we had a few competitors apparently get annihilated here on pit road. See what happened. Oh, we didn't see the pit road wall and died. Look out, Andrew with him. Cameron also involved. 3 cars wrecking on pit road. DJ Suskema almost had his season end on pit road. No fast repairs on that 96 car.
Look at the 3 guys right behind him. Look at the 3 guys right behind them that didn't get involved. each one of them playing a big part in these potential playoffs tonight. Sakima, Sanchez, Hutnick, all three of them come to a stop. That was absolutely insanity as we're coming back to the green flag this time.
Jeremiah Taylor up front, no tires on that machine. He's keeping it out. He's going to try to keep the tires on track for the end. Everyone needs to play it smart in this final stage. Moyer up to position number 2, but how hard will Moyer push to try to retake the lead here at Darlington? That 59 is Georgia McDaniels running in 3rd, Clayton Good 4th, Cornett down to the 5th position. Moyer trying to attack as it's getting very racy back here with Cornett and Ben Archuleti, and the 13th Gorham Harris is going to dive to the bottom and try to get all the positions. Here comes Bailey Mills. Oh my goodness, where do you hide here at Darlington? It seems like there's nowhere to hide. The 14 of Cornett's going to hop in right behind Harris, and he's going to try to lead them back. It's getting to be nuts around here. Everyone is door to door, bumper to bumper, is getting to be one heck of a show here at the Darlington Raceway. DJ Saskima a bit sideways, and Archuleti down to the bottom. It seems like there's nowhere to hide, and everyone is trying to give it 100%. But remember, the tires can't make it to the end. The battle for the lead is on. Here comes Ryan Moyer back to the point at Darlington, trying to make a statement here tonight.
Great job by Moyer to get by Taylor there, DLB. Absolutely insanity down the back straightaway. Ryan Moyer in the Dunder Mifflin machine gonna go out to the top spot. Jeremiah Taylor back to 2nd. Caden McDaniel up to 3rd, ahead of Clayton Good and Jonathan Harris, who's now under fire here from Chris Cornett. Cornett took a peek to the inside, not quite able to get there that time. Bailey Mills holding steady in 7th, Ben Archuleta 8th, DJ Sakima and Jacob Hutnick, 2 guys battling for the tail end of the playoff field, currently running 9th and 10th, but up front, Moyer pulling away nearly a second over 2nd place Jeremiah Taylor in just about a lap and a half since the pass for the lead.
Can't say enough about Clayton Good tonight. He's running 3rd. He's doing everything he needs to do. He's being smart. As I said, race the freaking track, my boy. Race the track. Don't race these cars around you. Take care of yourself and keep it out of the wall. That's exactly what he's doing. Just try to position yourself for the end, and sometimes you got to do that accidentally. Just race the track. That's all you got to do. Well, we're seeing that 96 score potentially come alive because he's now side by side with Jacob Hutnick. This is the battle for the final transfer spot. These guys are within 3 points apart. And they're running around. Hutnick goes around.
Wow.
One car incident. No yellow. One car incident.
Oh, he hits the wall. Oh,
this is going to be big. No yellow flag. He's going to try to loop it back around. If he gets the yellow, he'll definitely get caught back up. Hutnick. This is going to put Saskima back in.
Man, this is absolutely chaotic. Looking at the track map real quick at the top of the screen, you see right there, entering turn number 3 is the leader, Ryan Moyer. Just now to the start-finish line is Jacob Hutnick, so he has about a straightaway gap between himself and going a lap down as he's going to push it really hard here to try to catch back to the field. In the event that we don't get another caution, I think chances of that are pretty slim just based off of the racetrack that we're at here tonight, but that was absolutely catastrophic for Jacob Hutnick. He needs to be up in the top 5, top 10. Now finds himself back in 14th at risk of potentially going a lap down. And just looking up at the front here, we're about to have a battle for 2nd. It's going to be a 3-car battle as Jeremiah Taylor falling back towards Clayton Good and Chris Cornett, who currently run 3rd and 4th, just a handful of car lengths behind that 2nd place Jeremiah Taylor machine.
That'd be nuts out here. So Jeremiah Taylor's holding up good. It does look like he's going to bail out of this and say, hey, you guys have fresher tires. Go on around me. I'm playing the long game here. I want that extra set come the end. He's going to let him go, and this is going to put Clayton Good up to the 2nd position, who closed up all the way to the rear bumper of Moyer come the end. We're going to see Andrew Onez back on the racetrack. He said he did get meatballed with that pit road incident, and he's now back up and moving. It's interesting to see if he can get caught back up. Like, it's definitely looking to be a heck of a show, man. I mean, laps are winding down. This final stage is just flying by. A big break right now is for Schema. I mean, if we say green, he may be able to make the playoffs here, just barely. Depends on where Hutnick is at. Hutnick is in the 14th position. Schema is in 9th. Currently, Schema is in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see if he can make it once we do get a official calculation come the end of this race. Right now, it is looking good for DJ. He just needs to keep putting this night together. He may be able to keep that position. I mean, it sucks that him and Hutnick made contact, and Hutnick has just had a night. He made an enemy with Mills early on, and a contact with him come the end, and then now he has made contact with Schema, and these guys just aren't given an inch. It looks like Hutnick is going to try to hang on to the lead lap. I don't know if it's going to happen. Moyer's going to be quick to try to put him a lap down because he could be a threat to the championship.
And that's Jacob Hutnick that you see just up the road here from Ryan Moyer. That's why we've hopped on board here, just to show you how close is Moyer. Ooh, Moyer almost gets the outside wall right there. So tires might potentially be starting to go away for these guys here.
Definitely one more pit stop in the bag for these guys.
Last pit lap 92, so it's actually only been about 16 laps or so since they last pit.
I think maybe 130 to 140. If we stay green, these guys are going to start hitting pit road. I mean, and then it's just down to how bad is the tire fall off? Is it better to pit? Better to keep it out? It really depends on how much these guys are going to fall off, if you want tires or not, and can you make it to the end on fuel is a whole nother question. A lot of these guys probably can't, but we're just going to watch the battle unfold. Clayton Good down to position number 4 as Harris is going to get around him. So right now, we run Moyer, Cornette, Harris, Good, Taylor, McDaniels, Mills, Archuleta, Schema, and then Sanchez down to the 10th position now as he just got around Aiden Wilson for that 10th position. So here we go. Mills to the inside. He's going to make a pass there on car number 7, and he's going to bomb that baby in. Him up to position number 6. Whoa! Remember, Taylor's not on tires right now. Taylor's bowing down to the bottom. Taylor's like, yo, I'm struggling. You guys go. I'm playing the long game. I don't want to race you guys. Every competitor that has gotten to Taylor, he has let them go. He's playing the long game. He's playing the strategy. DJ's the schema sideways all the way down to the bottom. He's going to say that all DJ needs to do is keep this car on the lead lap and keep it clean. Into the wall goes the 25 of Taylor. Once again, his handling is really falling off a cliff right now.
33 laps here for Jeremiah Taylor since he last came down pit road. As you can see there, McDaniels has older tires than him, but both of these guys really starting to struggle, starting to show their downfall, as already Caden McDaniel looking at almost 50 laps on his tires.
Up to 8th after that pass. That's another one in the bag. That 96 car is coming alive. Or Motorsports is going to the front right now. DJ Schema, we thought it was over from the beginning. He is fighting back up to 8th and continuing to march towards the front. No more stage breaks to the end. We are racing this thing out. I think we may stay green to the end. I think we're going to see some green flag pit stops potentially. So it's going to be interesting to see if that continues. Right now, Jacob Hutnick is currently running in the 14th position. I believe he is currently out of the playoffs. Man, it sucks that one of them has to go because they both had such amazing races here tonight. Now, will Moyer put his teammate a lap down? He has made 100%. It to him. I think he's going to really apply the pressure here. I put that 88 a lap down. I'm sure he's not going to be too aggressive with his teammate.
One thing you got to think here, DLB, is look at the gaps, right? Look at how far back guys like Gary Greenlee, Ray Coyle, Aiden Wilson, even up there to Xavier Sanchez. Look how far back they are compared to the leader. if he continues this pace that he has, he could potentially put a good chunk of the field a lap down. And unfortunately, that is going to start with his teammate there in Jacob Hutnick. If he puts Hutnick a lap down, that'll clear him to be able to work his way forward and start putting more of these guys laps down, separate himself further from Chris Cornett, who's going to have to get through the lap traffic. And by the time Cornett gets there, everyone's going to be on those old tires, including himself. And it's really going to make it complicated for him to get by.
Oh, I see Moyer with a 6.6 second lead. I question if he's pushing it right now. I feel like he is. He's getting the wall. He's giving that car 100% currently. He is giving that car everything. He's hitting the wall every other lap right now. He's pushing that car. And you're probably wondering, well, why is he pushing that car trying to spread that gap? That tells me he plans on coming to pit road and taking tires here. He may have a number in mind. It may be lap 140. It may be lap 130. It may be lap 120. But he has a number in mind when he's hitting the pits. And he's going to continue to try to push that car because he's not going to need the tires if he's taking new tires to begin with. But you got a battle heating up for the second position between Cornett and Clayton Good as they are bumper to bumper. Clayton looking to be a little bit faster here on the long run as his car is coming to life. He's 6.2 seconds back, gaining on Moyer. Both these guys are gaining on Moyer currently. Here comes Clayton Good. Moyer may have used up his tires.
Yeah, I think the tire's definitely going old here for Moyer as Clayton Good consistently quicker than Chris Cornett as Cornett gets the outside wall in that number 14 machine. So these guys absolutely pushing it as things are getting a little sketchy up there. I believe that was around the Andrew Lones machine. No, it wasn't. I don't know who that was down there, but there was a couple guys chasing each other all the way to the apron, and one of them appears to be Ray Coyle as he's taking a pit side.
There goes Ray Coyle on pit road. Car obviously has a lot of damage on it. Here we go, bumper to bumper. We just can't stop watching this battle. Here comes Clayton Good to the inside. You don't want to burn up your tires trying to race each other. But Coyle not, but Cornett not going down in that 14 machine. He knows he's in a must win. He's not making it easy for Clayton Good, although Clayton could be showing a little bit more speed in that 43 car. I think if Clayton can get around him, he could run him down. But both these guys are running down the leader currently. Moyer has fallen off of a cliff. These guys are gaining seconds. I mean, we are into the 4-second range now. They are massively faster. Over a second faster last time by. It's looking to be pretty big currently. They're going to get there. This battle for second is about to be the battle for the lead. But when is Moyer going to hit pit road? His tires are smoked. He's fallen off a cliff. When does he come up pit road?
The one question I really have about the tires is how has Ryan Moyer, a guy that's out front by himself, worn his tires out so much more than guys that are battling? Chris Cornett, Clayton Good, those guys battling for position as Caden McDaniels is taking a pit road here, DLB. He went 50 laps on that set of tires and decided to take it to the pits as there's a new second place car on track. It's Clayton Good getting by Chris Cornett. Gary Greenlee also taking a pit road as Good gonna have to chase it all the way down the racetrack. I would expect Jeremiah Taylor to be coming down pit road here momentarily as well. He is quickly approaching that 50 lap mark on his set of tires also.
It seems like 50 could be the magic number as we continue. But if we look at kind of where we at, these guys hit pit road roughly around lap 90.
Whoa.
So things are definitely changing. Moyer finally threaded the needle on Hutnick and trying to advance that pass. Now, oh, teammates.
Maybe they're not teammates.
Hutnick about went down.
Maybe they just both like to dip the nose of their cars in the white paint a little bit and potentially aren't teammates because they are racing each other hard as they got Aiden Wilson right there as well.
Look at the gap. Look at the gap. 3 seconds now.
This is massive. This is absolutely massive. Clayton Good on the same straightaway, closing the gap up to Moyer. Moyer just got by Hutnick. Is Hutnick going to be making it as no, he didn't get by Hutnick. That's Aiden Wilson that he got by. Aiden Wilson likely to get out of the way when Clayton Good gets there. But let's look at the lap times again. We'll bring that back up. Clayton Good last time by quicker by 1.2 seconds. We'll see as they come to the line this time. I'd expect it to be much of the same, if not even faster for Clayton Good, as he's now about 3.3 seconds difference.
Moyer is getting killed by this lap car, man. I mean, he cannot get around him. He won't press the issue. Both these guys have banged the wall, and is there a possibility of how many times we have seen Moyer hit the wall? He had potentially done damage to that car.
Taylor dives down. He's coming to pit road.
And is Hutnick going to stay in front of him? He is!
Wow.
Hutnick is on a mission.
I don't think these guys are teammates, man. I think they're rivals out here with the way that Jacob Hutnick is racing Ryan Moyer for the top spot. Moyer, Hutnick just got the wall right ahead of Moyer. If I'm Moyer, and I think you would agree with this, I'd be screaming by now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Moyer has patience.
2.7 now for Good behind
he
Moyer.
He went from nearly 7 seconds. He had nearly a 7-second lead. It's now down to 2 seconds. I mean, and Hutnick is this balls to the wall right now.
And Clayton Good has put nearly 2 seconds on Chris Cornett behind him. So very, very quick pace right now for the Clayton Good machine. Last time by, almost half a second quicker. Now he has no lap traffic ahead of him whatsoever. He's just got straight sailing up there towards Ryan Moyer. So watch for Clayton Good to really be able to close that gap up here over the next handful of laps, especially if Moyer continues to struggle behind Jacob Hutnick.
Oh, Moyer, I don't see him moving him. That's the thing. Moyer is such a clean driver. I don't see him moving him. I think the frustration is going to only increase here. And look at it once again, into the wall again. You see the back bumpers. They both say mid-pack motorsports on the back bumper.
Yeah, so they are
That's
teammates.
Why I feel like they both say mid-pack motorsports.
Wow.
They have the same front bumper design on their car. They're racing this thing out. I don't feel like there's any strategy here, but I don't feel like Moyer's cutting him a break by keeping him on the lead lap. I mean, they're both banging the wall, just not backing down. Moyer's there now. I mean, Hutnick, he's racing for every single point. So Schema is now running in the 7th position. Hutnick is currently out. So Hutnick is in a bad position. Yellow flag is out. This changes everything.
Caden McDaniel on the fresh tires goes around, brings out the yellow. It's Andrew Lunez up on the high side of him. Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
So
there we go.
This is a combo right here. McDaniel comes way up. They're going to crash no matter what. Netcode comes into play there. Massive netcode, a couple feet. And that ends up turning McDaniel off the nose there of Andrew Lunez. And this is exactly what Ryan Moyer and Jacob Hutnick were hoping for. Because you got to remember, Jacob Hutnick has himself a half-decent pit box. He's been quick on pit road here so far tonight. The fact that he's on the lead lap means he gets to pit with the leaders and could potentially gain some spots and put himself in a good position for the upcoming restart. Everyone is coming to pit road. I'd be worried if they're taking their final set of tires right now. I would really hope that they still have a set to go, because if we go 30 laps, get another caution, those restarts are going to be so messy and you're not going to be able to do anything in the closing laps.
It's going to be bumpy regardless. I mean, Clayton was on a mission there. I'm curious. You know, the big winner in this is Hutnick. Gonna stay on the lead lap. I mean, that fight was worth it for him. He's going to stay on the lead lap because of that. He folded out, stay on the lead lap, and now he's there. He's on the lead lap still. He's in contention. Good pit there by Moyer. He's going to come out in position number 1 once again. I think right now it's just about racing it out to the end, because when we go green flag racing, we're going to have roughly 45 laps remaining, somewhere in there. 45 of 50 laps remaining. So how hard do you push it now? You don't give it 100%, I don't think. But look at some of these guys that saved a set of tires. You know, they could really come out of this thing. Jeremiah Taylor's one of them. Maybe in pretty good shape come the end if he can just hang on to it.
It's going to be interesting nonetheless to see how this plays out. There's different strategies all around. There's guys that have come down pit road 4 times tonight. And to me, that likely means that they've used up all 4 sets that they had sitting on pit road. Yes, they had 5 sets tonight, but that includes the set that you start with. One of those guys that has been down pit road 4 times, Clayton Good. Also down pit road 4 times, Bailey Mills. And a guy that's been down 5 times, Ben Archuleta, but he's been in a couple wrecks. So it's kind of hard to tell because a couple of these guys have been down pit road for damage at certain points in the evening. So if they don't have a set of tires left, I think you just got to go for it and hope for the best.
Everyone took tires at the end of stage 1. Everyone took tires at the end of stage number 2. Everyone took tires now. There's some guys with maybe 1 set left at most, and that's where it's gonna get a little bit dangerous at. Some may not have any, but a lot of them probably have 1 set remaining, and there's a good chance we may go green flag racing to the end. We just put together a fantastic green flag run. It's definitely very possible that we could go green to the end.
It's definitely possible here, DLB. It's just all going to depend on this restart, I think. We have to see if these guys are able to get through turns 1 and 2 cleanly and start gapping themselves like they did last time. That is what was really crucial in that long run. It was a great long run, by the way. Those guys pit on lap number 92, were able to get about a 40-lap run in before the caution came out, so nearly a full tire cycle, and some of them were probably starting to think about pit stops. So if we can do that again, it's going to definitely make things quite interesting here towards the end. But a quick look at the field, it's going to be Chris Cornett on the inside, Ryan Moyer to his outside. Row 2 is going to have Bailey. Oh, Chris Cornett going to the back. What happened there?
Maybe penalty. He must have got a penalty. Speeding penalty. Pit road.
Wow.
That's all I can think of. He must have. Let's see if we got a. Yeah, he must have got a penalty.
Yeah, nothing from race control, but going back to the green flag here this time, DLB.
Here we go. Laps are winding down. It is Moyer leading them to get the green flag. And we are back on our way in the Southern 500. Excellent start by Moyer. Clayton Good is going to have him in the bullseye going into turn number 1. The battle is on for a second. Will it be Clayton? Will it be Mills? Clayton clears them off turn number 2. Now, my theory is I don't know if Moyer hurt that car or what. Oh, DJ Saskima sideways down the back straightaway. I think he's going to save it. He's going to come right back up into traffic, and he's going to be A-OK for turn number 3 and 4. And we're seeing Cornett try to gain back everything he lost, but not without contact.
Sideways.
DJ gets hooked.
Man, able to continue on, but I think he's got some damage there. Steering probably gone out the window for DJ Sakima. Not what he wanted to have happen here, especially when Jacob Hutnick goes up into the top 10. I wasn't dying there, folks. Just choking on my own spit as Jacob Hutnick into 7th.
Oh, I think this may put Hutnick back in. Potentially. It's close. It's very, very, very close. This may put Hutnick back in the playoffs. If he continues marching to the front, he's going to get there. I think he's going to be A-OK, and I think Hutnick's going to make it at this rate. Anything can happen as we continue. Just seen a front bumper lane on the racetrack, so somebody just lost a bumper somewhere. We are going to keep it green. DJ hurt that car. DJ has a hurt race car right now. There you see it. Recoil.
Let's see what happened to him. We'll back that one up real quick manually.
So we have reports. The 14 car who dropped to the back had a choose cone violation. That's why he had to drop to the back. It was a choose cone violation.
It's unfortunate. Ray Coyle's issue, well, it wasn't really much of an issue. He just ended up hitting the wall by himself, and that's what kicked the front bumper off of that machine.
And Good has fallen down to 4th place.
Well, you might get it back as Ben Archuleta drives into the outside wall in that number 11 money line machine.
If he can get it back or not. Into the wall again goes the 11. Clayton's going to quickly gain 3rd back, but now can he get back around Bailey Mills? Contact. The 11 is on the move. I think Clayton needs to get away from some of these guys right here. I think Clayton may have the long run speed to get it done. I mean,
we saw it at the end of that last run.
Curious if Moyer's going to fall off a cliff again. That's the thing. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the party raid of 4. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, buddy, for raiding me, man. Oh, man. Welcome, new viewers. Welcome. What is going on, everybody? Appreciate
Good to
you,
see ya.
Jay Whittington Esports, for raiding with the party. Much appreciation. Our viewership has jumped up. Thank you very much, buddy. Hope you enjoy the action here tonight. All love, howdy. We're watching the battle for second right now. As also shout out Jay Whittington. Shout out, buddy. I appreciate you, man. But here we go. We got Clayton Good battling for second. Will Mills go down easy is now the question. I mean,
no.
Clayton may just try to take it from him.
That's the easy
Mills
answer.
have,
No.
aggression level tonight. Here we go. Good job. But Clayton Good up to position number 2. Is 3 seconds back. I don't know how much Clayton's going to save here. And Clayton needs to do whatever he did on that last run. Don't overcook the car. Just do whatever you need to do. You got 40 laps remaining. I'll go get this done. Somebody just parked it on the front straightaway and has called it a day. I don't know who that was, but somebody just called it a day. I believe it was the 25 of Jeremiah Taylor.
Yeah, Jeremiah Taylor. I believe what happened, DLB, is Jeremiah got into the outside wall, broke the steering on that 25, and opted just to call it a night. But another battle brewing out here on the racetrack. We'll direct your attention back to position number 4. It's Bailey Mills holding that spot ahead of Jonathan Harris. Chris Cornett right there as well. Cornett, of course, got an end-of-line penalty on the previous restart due to a choose cone violation. He's holding on to position number 6, and hey, I want to shout out this guy right here. Aiden Wilson has been able to work his way back through much adversity here tonight. Multiple laps down, currently running in position number 7 in that number 60 Canadian Tire entry here tonight.
I mean, he came in 3 out. I mean, he potentially could still make it. It's not over yet.
Gotta do what you gotta do, right? Whoa, Bailey into the wall.
Here we
into
go.
Cornett.
Contact. Thought that was going to be a crash.
These guys have done a really nice job of keeping it green here tonight. Yes, we had a handful of cautions. Nobody's denying that. But these guys absolutely should have had a ton more based off of some of the contact that they've had throughout the event. And now less than 40 laps to go. It's Ryan Moyer leading the way. Clayton Good in second. Of course, last run we saw Good really close the gap up to Moyer in those closing laps of the run. If we go green here to the end, expect Clayton Good to be up there on that rear bumper of Ryan Moyer. Ben Archuleta 3rd, Jonathan Harris 4th, Chris Cornett in 5th. Then Bailey Mills, Aiden Wilson, Jacob Hutnick, Xavier Sanchez, and DJ Sakima. That's your top 10 here on lap 147, DLB.
Absolutely. So, you know, the last run, we've seen Moyer slam the wall multiple times to the point where he could have hurt that car. Yeah, too many times. And I'm wondering if that's why the pace fell like a rock, because we're not seeing that yet. But we did see him break out to about almost a 7-second lead before he fell off that cliff. Right now, it's ranging around 3.5 seconds. He's actually still galloping Clayton Good right now. He gained about 2/10 on him in the past 2 laps, so he's gaining roughly a 1/10 a lap right now. But will Moyer fall off a cliff again? That's now the question. If Moyer can keep that pace and continue with that pace, and do that all the way to the end, is now the question. Now, Ben Archuleta has really came to life here. He's gaining a lot of time fairly quick, and he's knocking on the door of that second position of Clayton Good. Clayton doesn't want to go down too easy here. Clayton he thinks that he has something for the win here tonight. Clayton has been running, I believe this is his 3rd or 4th full season, has not been able to knock on the door of victory lane yet. He snagged his first ever pole position here tonight. Will tonight be the night that Clayton Good can win at Darlington, the toughest track of them all?
It's
laps are
definitely
winding
going to be
down.
interesting to see because Clayton Good, like you said, does have the speed here. DLB started on the pole, has been up towards the front all night long, mostly inside the top 3 to top 5 range, but has done a nice job. He's rebounded from a couple of incidents as well, showing his strength here tonight at Darlington. And there's honestly just something about this racetrack that seems to be playing into his hand. As there's another battle brewing a little bit further back, or I thought there was anyways. No, it actually looks like the only battle we have right now is essentially Clayton Good and Ben Archuleta for second and third, and then just behind them is Jonathan Harris and Chris Cornett.
Well, I feel like Ben Archuleta is really pushing his car. We haven't seen too much of him all night, and it seems like he is looking very aggressive currently. I'm curious if his tires will hang on to the end, or if him and Clayton both may be pushing it a little bit too hard, racing for the second position. I mean, they're both betting on Moyer falling off a cliff, but we're not seeing that from Moyer yet. Although Moyer is not gaining like he was, he's beginning to break a little bit even. That is showing some promise. Clayton Good. Clayton is not gaining, but he's not bleeding how he was. He got down to about 3.5 seconds and really has kind of stalled out between 3.5 and 3.6. Now, last time by, Good was a little bit quicker. We're seeing a gap get, gained. We were seeing Moyer gain a 10th a lap. That ain't happening anymore. We're seeing Moyer begin to fade a little bit. Not a lot. He's opening that gap a little bit this lap, gaining a 10th and a half this time by. So maybe we're not seeing everything from Moyer yet.
No, I think Ryan Moyer still has a little bit to give here. He hasn't really had to deal with the lap traffic as of yet like he did last time, where he really struggled to get by Jacob Hutnick. And, speaking of Hutnick here, DLB, he has not really been able to do much. He's in ninth place, half a lap down from the rest of the field. And I honestly just thought he would have something better here in the closing stage. Less than 30 laps to go in this one.
I think he done a lot of damage on that last run and didn't take the fast repair and just try to get it repaired the best he could. And I think that damage is still hurting him as he continues. But, I mean, Good is tracking in the green in 3/10. Gaining quick right now. Good is tracking in the green by a pretty sizable amount. And not only that, he's bringing Ben Archuleta with him. 10th and a half to the Good the last time by.
Yeah, definitely some good gains out there as we continue to monitor the battle for the second position. Clayton Good, Ben Archuleta together. There's also a battle for fifth here. Bailey Mills and Chris Cornett together. It's Cornett just behind Mills. Cornett currently in sixth, Mills in fifth. As Bailey goes up to the high side there, nearly up to the outside wall. That nearly opened the door there for Chris Cornett to take a look to the inside. Opts not to do so. He's going to slot back in that sixth position. Xavier Sanchez still dealing with some blinking issues, holding on to seventh. As we have another, I thought that was a battle there, but Aiden Wilson and Andrew Lonez rounding out the field back there together in the 8th and 12th positions, respectively.
We're seeing Ben Archuleta fade. Ben is starting to fade a little bit. I think he used up the tires, starting to fade. We're seeing him fall off slightly. Not a major amount, but just a little bit. It's not showing as much pace anymore. We're seeing Clayton, he gained a lot, but started to break a little bit even of Moyer. But he did knock quite the chunk off. He knocked off about half a second before stalling out here. And he's tracking in the green again. There's another 10th in the bank. Just in one turn, he gained a 10th. So this could be big if he can continue knocking that off. He's going to be there come the end. We're about to break back into the 2-second window. If he can just continue marching, we're 3.10 back. It was just 3.3 last lap. He gained 2/10 in one lap and continuing to track. Well, let's see what he can do here. 1 and 2. It seems like that's where he's gaining a lot of time at. You see it there. Gaining. 3.10 back. See if he can gain anything here in 3 and 4. I see Moyer back in the green a little bit that last time. But it's just, man, right there, another 10th to wipe off right there. You're now into the 2-second range. 2.9 back as Clayton Good of 24 laps remaining. Gap is 2.9 seconds. Moyer may be beginning to struggle. Is this the beginning of the end for Moyer? Or is Moyer saving his stuff when Clayton is not? That's the big question.
Well, another thing to keep an eye on here, we are catching up to some lap traffic. That's DJ Sakima just up the road there from Ryan Moyer. Is Moyer going to be able to make quick work of the lap car there of Sakima? Of course, Moyer kind of struggled a little bit on the last run with the lap traffic, and this is where Clayton Good really came alive. Sakima going to get up into the outside wall. That will allow Ryan Moyer to make really quick work of him, but he had to dive way deep down to the inside, and this is going to allow Clayton Good to close up about a half second here on this run. We'll see the exact difference as Moyer going to cross the line. We'll wait for Clayton Good to do the same. I'm going to guess it's probably 0.2 of a second. It could have been a little bit more, but now Moyer starting to get the outside wall here, DLB, and this is kind of what happened on the last run. We saw it in the closing stages of the previous run where Moyer got through the lap traffic and just kept hitting the walls, and he's pushing, but I think he's pushing a little bit too far.
We're gonna see. I mean, he's gaining time again. He's tracking in the green. He has gained a larger portion of his time back that last time by. I mean, it did break all the way down to 2.3 as he is going around the traffic, and he has opened up nearly half a second more on Clayton Good. He's currently 2.8 back. Clayton has no pressure behind him. He's only looking forward right now. We are seeing Moyer do a little bit better job at keeping this car off the wall. As we continue, will he begin to mirror drive? He has 20 laps remaining, and the tires hang on for 20 more laps around here. 2.8 is the distance. Moyer keeping it off the wall in 1 and 2. I think when he gets in dirty air, it begins to be a bit of a problem for Moyer. But up ahead of him, it may be a bit till he sees any more dirty air. He may be good for a little bit here. I mean, if he catches Hutnick, it could be a problem. And Hutnick is the next car in front of him. But where is Hutnick in comparison of Moyer? To the wall.
So Jacob Hutnick is, let's take a look here. We'll go extra wide. He is a good bit up the road from the race leader. You see on the track map right now on the left side of the map, that coming off of the corner up to the start finish line, that is the Ryan Moyer machine. Jacob Hutnick just entering turn number 1. So the gap not necessarily massive between Hutnick and Moyer. Oh, is Moyer gonna ride the wall? The gap's still 3 seconds though between himself and Clayton Good. Yeah,
is pulling away.
Sometimes wall riding helps out.
He is currently pulling away, but is he damaging the race car while trying to pull away?
Yeesh, that's damaging the race car right there. Oh my.
That's a hard roll into the McDonald's drive-thru.
That is a smash burger right there, courtesy of McDonald's and Jonathan Harris.
And that's what they call a McGangbang. I heard that's part of the secret
I don't
menu.
think we're supposed to talk about McGangbangs on Twitch or YouTube.
It's you can look it up. It's a part of the secret menu.
Well, DLB, I love you, buddy, but I'm not getting a McGangbang with you. As Moyer gets the outside wall once again.
We're gonna see Moyer into the wall. He's pulling away though. 3.5 seconds. I mean, he found something here.
This is what happens when DLBTV is live streaming after 11 o'clock Eastern. Things go sideways.
It's a thing. Look it up. It's a thing. It was a part of the secret menu in like the 90s. It's not a thing anymore. But they would take like,
so
I think it's half a chicken sandwich.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah, it was like you would ask for it and they would give you like a half chicken sandwich and a half cheeseburger and just like mix it. Now, obviously, it's
Who's
not
eating the other half?
It's just they just make one big burger out of it.
I don't know.
It was a thing a long time ago.
I'm gonna go to McDonald's after this and ask for a McGangbang and see what they say to me.
Oh, they will probably kick you out today, but it was a thing in the 90s.
I'll go through the drive-thru. They can't kick me out of my own car. I own that. I paid for that.
We'll see how it goes.
Just give me my
the
milkshake
gap is
first.
increasing. Moyer, 4 seconds
laps
out
go?
up front. Yeah, Moyer has really taken off. Now, I'm curious if he gets a Hutnick, if it's gonna go violent. You know, if how that's going to work.
Well, that's his teammate. He's probably not going to wreck him here at the end, but I don't even know if he's actually going to catch Jacob Hutnick.
Is fighting to get on the lead lap. I mean, he's gaining quick. He's gaining quick. I think he is going to get there because Hutnick was only 22 seconds, behind. Now he's 27. I mean, I think he is going to get there. It's a matter of time. Here we go. Hutnick into the wall, trying to race Aiden Wilson.
That's a battle for position right there. That's the battle for 8th.
And
Aiden
Hutnick
Wilson
needs every
gets
point. Hutnick needs every point right now.
That's the race leader that just entered the shot right there, just behind them. Things gonna get hairy here, coming to 11 laps to go this time. The battle for 8th continues. And of course, Ryan Moyer really closing that gap here. Things are gonna get sketchy. That's another teammate in Aiden Wilson.
They have formed a team here.
Wow. Everyone's in the
another
mid-pack.
one.
Who's at the front of the pack?
I don't know. They're all mid-pack drivers, I guess. Oh, into the wall. Heavy goes Hutnick.
The team must have practiced hitting the wall because every one of them have done it so far.
It's faster. Just don't get disqualified.
Yeah, well, that's got to be coming into play soon, too. With the 27 incident point limit, you've seen Wilson into the wall every corner. Hutnick up there as well. Of course, Ryan Moyer's hit the wall a bunch of times. That's the 3 of them all together. I don't know what they're doing with the noses of their cars. Maybe trying to make them look like Oreos dipped in milk or something, but it's interesting.
Okay, so here we are. We have gotten Moyer in lap traffic. Gap is getting smaller. Now we are going to see Aiden pull over. He's going to give it to him. The gap is
gonna be
3.5 seconds with 10 laps remaining. Nick may not be so easy with it. He may race this thing out. And you see it there. I think Saskima just got the wall as he's fading back a little bit. Saskima, that's going to hold him up a little bit as well. And here comes Moyer. He is going to get around him. Will he keep it off the wall? No, he's going to get the wall slightly. 3.3 seconds now. And shrinking. The wall a bit off turn number 2. Now, he's going to get to the rear bumper of Hutnick. This battle is going to get interesting.
Does
Obviously,
Hutnick race him hard? What do you think?
I don't think he lets him around. I mean, Hutnick, in case a yellow flag comes out, I don't think he lets him by. I think he doesn't let him by, and I think we're going to see Clayton Good really sneak into the picture here.
Clayton's going to make quick work there of DJ Sakima. Still 3.5 seconds back, though, for Clayton Good. So a long way to go to get up there, and I just don't think time is going to be on the side of Clayton Good as he's now 4 seconds behind. He's going to lose a bunch of track
it's all
time
lap
here.
Traffic in front of Moyer. It's all lap traffic. I mean,
So Hutnick's going to be the first one here. And then that's the 7 of Caden. Oh, Caden McDaniel into the wall. Big hit right there for the 7.
And big. Daniel obviously struggling. Will he be able to stay on the lead lap?
Oof,
Into the wall heavy again. I mean, Moyer just has nowhere to go.
The
but he's
leader
currently pulling
needs
away from
new
Good,
pants.
so Good probably burned his tires up.
The battle's actually about to be on for second.
His tires. Yeah, I think Good may have smoked his tires a little bit here.
So Aiden Wilson.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Into the wall. Aiden Wilson trying to stay out of the way. Right now, it's looking good for Moyer. It's looking very good for Moyer. But Moyer ain't going to be able to get past Hutnick. So it's not looking good for Moyer. With 5 remaining, pick your poison. Where do you want to be?
Man, I don't know.
And with them side by side, I just don't.
Well, I want to be in Moyer's spot because he's still got himself a good gap over second place Clayton Good. But for Good,
the gas heavy
man,
right there.
Clayton's been on a bit of a roll the last couple of weeks. Just unfortunate tonight. I don't think time going to be on his side as we're coming to 4 laps to go. He'd essentially need to gain about a second per lap, which is going to be insanely tough to do.
But with them racing for second, it's going to get a little tricky. I mean, Mills may be the guy to come alive here. He's going to finally get around Andrew, but not going to be enough. Or is he going to get around Andrew? Andrew's fighting back on the outside. It's not going to be enough to get around Andrew.
Now
he
clears
did finally get around
Lones.
Andrew. 3.5 seconds. 3.4 seconds.
Bailey Mills to
3.3 seconds.
second.
3.2 seconds.
Oof.
3.0. He's moving.
I don't think he's got enough time, DLB. There's only 3 laps to go. He's going to have to gain over a second a lap, and that's going to be really tough, especially once he gets up to Lones. Going to have to deal with the side draft effect between himself and that 27, as very, very quickly Ryan Moyer working his way to the popsicle sticks this time. It's going to be 2 laps to go. Bailey Mills and Clayton Good, they want a caution right now. Ryan Moyer, he does not want any flag aside from the white next time by, as he takes popsicle sticks this time. 2 laps to go. Your field is Moyer, Mills, Good, those guys battling it out. Then Ben Archuleta, Xavier Sanchez, the top 5, Jonathan Harris, Chris Cornett, Jacob Hutnick, and Aiden Wilson. Those are the guys still on the lead lap. Actually, Wilson a lap down, as Good and Mills going to continue to battle. We're coming to the white flag this time. Mills to pit road.
He has hurt the race car. A white flag is waving for Moyer. What's going on right now is going to get a little bit bumpy. Yo, thank you so much, Chris Hood, for hitting that resub button for 27 months. Appreciate you, buddy. We're going to keep an eye on the playoffs. But, oh, Moyer into the wall. 3.9 seconds. He's going to try to get off turn number 4 one final time near lap traffic ahead of him. He's just hoping he doesn't crash him up. The checkered flag is going to be waving for Moyer off turn number 4. Back-to-back wins. Moyer wins the Southern 500. Clayton Good brings it home in position number 2 with a heck of a run. And Archuleta in position number 3. Thank you so much, Chris Hood, for hitting that resub button for 27 months. I think you're one of my first subscribers. Always much love to Chris Hood for hitting that sub button.
Look at this. Position to the line. Jacob Hutnick going to get by Chris Cornett. And at the line, it's Hutnick, man. Hutnick 6th, Cornett 7th, Mills 8th, Wilson 9th, and Sakima going to round out the top 10. We'll give them time here. By the way, the update that we just got here, the 17 of Bailey Mills ran out of fuel with 2 laps to go. But let's burn it down with Ryan Moore. He's not even going to burn it down. He's just going to park it. No fuel to go.
Back wins. Arcs it. I don't know if we're going to get a points update here tonight, but it's definitely looking to be close. I will keep you guys updated over on Discord when the points will get updated. But we're going to look to get some interviews here. Let's see if we can bring in Ryan Moyer. Ryan Moyer, back-to-back wins. You won Daytona. Now you has won the Darlington Southern 500. How does it feel to win at Darlington? And walk us through that final run. And how did you manage the tires come the end?
The run before the last run, I killed the right front and they were catching me. So I backed it up pretty hard in that run there. And looks like Clayton was struggling. So it all worked out there. I just ran my pace just to make sure I didn't burn the right front up.
And what does this mean for the playoffs? You're going to be going into the playoffs with 2 wins now, a couple stage wins. What does this mean to you going in?
Definitely good. Should help. I'm sure once the playoffs start, we're going to be getting a lot of the guys that are already in. They're going to come back to the league and start racing again. So see how it goes. But 2 wins definitely helps going into it.
Well, congratulations, Ryan Moyer, on winning not only the Firecracker 400, but now the Southern 500.
Thank you.
We're going to bring in Clayton Good, driver of the 43 car. Clayton Good, my man, you put together a solid night. I know you came up 1 position short. You started on the pole and got runner-up. Can you walk us through that final stage?
Yeah, I think I guess with just fighting with everybody else early on, I guess I just killed the right front, but worse off than Moyer did. But best of the rest. I'll take it. I should have been a win, but just killed the right front.
This is one of the toughest tracks on the schedule, and you made it to the end. I don't think I've seen you, other than the little bit of contact very early on. We didn't see you pop the wall. You ran a clean race, had a clean car. You walk us through the battle there of Bailey Mills in the final laps before he ran out of gas.
Yeah, I let him by because, like I said, the tires were just killed. So I was just trying to finish the race at that point. So I just let him by. It was fine with the podium finish. But then he told me about like 4 laps to go. He said he was going to run out of fuel. So I just raced behind him.
So moving into the playoffs, it looks like you are going to easily be in after tonight. Oh, how do you get through the first round of the playoffs and continue making a championship run with the speed that you have now gained the past few weeks?
Just survive Atlanta. I'm not worried about the Glen. I think I can do well at the Glen. I know I run well with these cars in the Glen. So, but we'll just see what we can do and go from there.
Absolutely appreciate you as always, buddy. Congratulations on your position number 2 and the pole here tonight.
Thank you, Dustin. Have a good night.
Absolutely. No, I'm going to bring in Ben Archuleta and let Robert Hill take it away.
Yeah, Ben, do you have a copy?
Apparently muted.
There we go.
Hey.
Well,
Sorry about that.
You came home in the 3rd position here tonight. Why don't you walk us through your race and some of the craziness that you dealt with out here at the Darlington Raceway?
It was a pretty good race for us, regardless of how many cautions were thrown today. But I had a good run. Had a wreck on, I think, lap 4 and set us 2 laps down. We just rallied back. Working with my teammates, Justin, Opachowski, Andrew, all of them, working with them. But it wasn't, with the long run, tires were gone, so I couldn't quite catch them. It was just an unfortunate circumstance.
And do you think you had anything potentially for those top 2 if you didn't have to rally back from being multiple laps down here tonight?
Yeah, I believe I did have speed to run in the front and potentially win this race, but it is what it is. Well, we'll move on and go on to next week.
And looking ahead to the next race, we head to Atlanta. What's your outlook for that one?
Working with my teammates to try to dominate that race, try to win that thing, and get a team win out of that.
Well, definitely a good plan, Ben. Who gets it done for you on that number 11 machine? Or on the 6?
Oh, the what?
The 6 or the 11, whatever number you want to run here tonight.
Run the 11. Chevrolet, but it's.
All right, congratulations on the solid run here tonight. We'll see you at Atlanta.
Thank you.
As we got 30 still tuned in, I want to thank all the donators here tonight and resubs, kicking it off with Clayton Good, who resubscribed with a tier 3 subscription for 19 months in a row. He said it was cold trickle time at Darlington, baby. Once again, congratulations, Clayton, and thank you so much for that resub with the tier 3 subscription. Much appreciation, buddy. Then we had Nathan Cook come in, resubscribe with a tier 1 for 19 months as well. So thank you very much, Mr. Krabs, Nathan Cook, for hitting that resub button for 19 months. And then Zombie, who just recently jumped into the Discord, came in and hit that subscribe button. So thank you very much, Rotting Zombie Boy, for hitting that subscribe button with a tier 1. And then we had Jay Winnington Esports come in with the raid. Thank you so much for that one. Much appreciation there. Then capping it off with Chris Hood, who resubscribed with a tier 1 for 27 months. I think that is my longest subscriber. CHTV39 said, hey, at the end of it, looks like he's going to be going to the playoffs. Potentially, we're going to see how things kind of shape out with that. And thank you so much for that, Chris Hood, for always coming in, showing all the support. And as I said before, I mean, you guys have really kept this league alive over the years and really helped me get into the position I'm in today. So always much appreciation. This league means the absolute world to me. This league really saved me at a time that I needed it, and I appreciate all the support that still pops in here with Chris and Clayton and all you guys here tonight. Nathan, everyone, Zombie, I appreciate you guys for supporting over on the Patreon and everything you guys have done for me. But with that, Robert, I think we're going to cap it up here tonight. I mean, how'd you feel about this one?
Yeah, you know, it was kind of what I expected with it being Darlington. You're going to get the cautions, you're going to get the wrecks, but these guys did a really nice job of putting on a good show, giving us some of that 3-wide, 4-wide action, door-to-door numerous times here tonight, and just putting on an all-around good end to the regular season. Can't wait for Atlanta, which of course comes up in, well, about a month. September the 13th is when we're going to head to Atlanta, and that should be a good one as well to kick off the 2024 playoffs.
Not many off weeks after we get back going here. I mean, we get to like November, December is full on every week. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in here tonight. Appreciate everyone for supporting, and we'll catch you in the next one in Atlanta on September 13th.
Welcome to the DriveSmart community. Do you need a pit crew in your pocket? Well, DriveSmart has you covered. DriveSmart is everything you need in one place. With 24/7 nationwide roadside coverage, DriveSmart offers a unique subscription program, offering everything from breakdown protection, loans, insurance, and much more. All subscribers can save big with our Perks and Rewards program. This includes savings on dining, travel, and entertainment. DriveSmart has a highly trained team that will perform as